Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about women's rights. So if you're new to my channel, I talk about all things related to women's rights, my family, just anything that I find interesting and passionate about because I am interested in so many different things. I'm innately curious and always will be. And so I just really wanted to briefly talk about women's rights. And when we first, step back a level, I just want to say that fundamentally, we are all human beings who deserve the freedom and independence to do whatever we'd like to do. So what kind of behooves me in general is that, a lot of people during the global pandemic in America decided that they did not want to wear masks. And I tend to side with more of the doctors in science, and I have a master's and bachelor's degree in economics. All that being said, I'm fine with the fact that it's everyone's choice, right? If you don't want to wear a mask, no problem. As long as it doesn't affect me. Like, I'm wearing a mask and I chose to wear a mask, and that's fine, right? You don't want to wear a mask, you don't have to wear a mask, that's fine. So I think similarly, I'd like to bring that argument back to women's rights, especially because this has to do with so many different things. Like, not only does it affect my mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being of having a child, but the most important factor is that it's a huge financial decision, actually. It costs at least $1 million nowadays to have a child, have them go to a really good elite public school, private school, or even public. I went to UC Berkeley. It's very expensive. And with inflation and rising costs and all of this stuff, and if you want daycare and you want to go on a vacation once a year, and nannies occasionally, and you need a housekeeper because you can't do everything. So anyways, all of that is to say, the single biggest indicator of poverty in the US is single motherhood. And just again, going back to the argument about my choice, my right, my freedom, and my independence, I don't know what else I have to say. Women, if you choose to wear a mask, then that's fine. If you don't want to wear a mask, that's fine. If I choose to have an abortion, that's fine. If I don't want to have an abortion, that's also fine. So what gives you the right to regulate someone else's ability to decide to have an abortion, right? We technically have this separation between religion and state, but obviously, people's religious ideas tend to infiltrate these state ideas because we've just become a lot more conservative, have a lot more extremist ideas, and we've become a very, very divided country. But fundamentally, we're all American. We all deserve respect and dignity as just being human beings in this world. Ideally, we're all also global citizens because, as you know now, with the war in Ukraine, it's affected our gas prices, it's affected inflation, it's affected all kinds of different things. So we're a global connected world. It's not just like America and this little microcosm of America. It actually impacts the rest of the world, all of our decisions and all of the things that we decide to do. So again, fundamentally, you wear a mask, your choice to do so or to not. Fundamentally, I'm a woman, or even if I'm not a woman, it doesn't matter. I have the choice and freedom to do whatever I'd like to do with my body. If I want to tattoo everywhere, if I want to streak naked, although that doesn't work in a lot of states, but I have the right and ability to do so, right? Likewise, even if I wasn't a woman, I should have the ability to do whatever I'd like with my body. So there should be no reason or rationale that a woman has to give for having an abortion. If you're really religious and you don't want to have an abortion, you don't want your partner to have an abortion, you don't want your daughter to have an abortion, that's fine. Keep it in your own family, right? But don't try to regulate other people's bodies or try to create rules that affect all of these women and basically increase poverty, because that's at the end of the day what you're doing. There's these basic fundamental economics at play here. Number one is patriarchy, and number two is power and money, right? And so there's no legitimate argument really for not allowing abortions when it is fundamental healthcare. I'm not a doctor or a lawyer or a nurse or anything like that, but I do have a master's and bachelor's in economics and have just basic human awareness and really believe in the fundamental dignity of human life. And I still also believe in the ability to choose in freedom and independence and the ability to choose what I would like to do with my body or what any woman would like to do with their body, right? I shouldn't be able to regulate anyone else's ability to do whatever they'd like with their body. their choice, their body, right? Simple as that. To be pro-choice is to actually be pro-life. So thank you so much for listening, and I hope this sparks a lot of comments. I'm sure it will. Thank you.